Hello and welcome to the Federal. Today we have with us public health specialist Dr. Arvindhan, who is here to shed light on the West Nile virus that has claimed one life in Kerala so far, and the state government has sounded an alert over prevalence of the vector-borne disease. So, Dr. Arvindhan, experts are saying that this disease shows no symptoms. Then how is it that a person is diagnosed with it and someone who is suffering from this disease know that they are infected?
No, it's not as if none of the patients will show symptoms. It's that 80% of the people who are affected by the virus will not show symptoms. But about 20% will show symptoms. So suppose you have 1,000 people affected by the virus, then 800 will not show any symptoms, but 200 will show symptoms. About 10 out of these will have severe disease. Severe disease means affecting the brain and the coverings of the brain, the meninges and so on. And one person out of this 1,000 may die. So this is the actual real picture. And we only usually diagnose only this 10% of cases. Among this 10% only there will be suspicion and they will be tested and they will be, we really do not know about the 200 who will just come with fever and some joint pain or some other things. So we really do not know the extent of the disease in various parts of India.
How is it that one is to know with people who are just suffering from mild fever or joint pain, as you said, that they are actually a victim of this disease?
Yeah, see, right now we don't have systems in place, to have tests for West Nile fever in all cases of fever. It's not possible also because given the current facilities. I think we should try to develop with the use of modern technology where we can look at large number of viruses and other pathogens together by using new molecular techniques. So blood from a person with fever and other things, or at least selected people, sentinel kind of, you select for various viruses, then you are likely to pick up more cases of diseases like this West Nile and other things. So then from there on, you can go to further epidemiological investigations.
So what are the virulence levels of this West Nile virus, and does it spread from human to human contact?
Virulence is, as I said, only one person is likely to die out of 1,000 when 1,000 are affected. So it's not a highly virulent virus. But suppose very large number of people are affected, of course, you can have that may go proportionately higher. But as it is not that much. And regarding your second question, person to person direct contact is not there. You cannot just by close contact, you're going near a patient and all. But if the same type of mosquito, the Culex mosquitoes usually spread the disease. So if it bites a bird and then a human being, then it passes on from the bird to human beings. And it can also affect the Culex biting a person who is infected, bites another person also you can get. But that is rare. And so person to person is not there, direct person to person. So that way we can be a little relaxed that it will not cause a very rapid spread in the communities.
Kerala has a history of recurrence of this disease. So what are the reasons for the same?
No, it's not merely in Kerala. This is there in various parts of India, Western India, Southern India, various states it has been reported. But most of the reports actually, you know the prevalence, you know that it is there in Maharashtra, you know that it is in Andhra. It is from various studies, look at the antibodies in group of people and you find that, okay, there is some degree of West Nile fever antibodies in the population. But Kerala, the difference is that when an active case comes, then it is more likely to be diagnosed in Kerala because of the higher index of suspicion, then the facilities that are there, and the testing will be done in more cases and so on. So that is all. I don't think it is something more in Kerala. Many parts of India, it is there because the Culex mosquitoes which spread this is there in various parts. So it's a problem for all of us. And it's a problem of mosquito control, essentially. So we have to have either have personal protection or get rid of mosquito populations near the house, near the homes, and especially in areas where there is more likely contact with birds. And another thing is that we have to look at possible spread of disease and epidemics by keeping a watch on things like bird deaths, for example. Suppose the infected birds sometimes die, some of the birds. So if there is a bird death, we should investigate that and see if there is a West Nile or any other kind of pathogens, follow it up and get rid of mosquitoes in this region. That kind of epidemiological testing, and veterinarians and doctors, the medical doctors, human medicine. So they should all get together and try to work out such kind of epidemiological control systems. We nowadays talk of One Health, so that all such teams should get together and try to act on that.
But can an infected person be possibly cured of this vector-borne disease?
Yeah, infected person, there's no cure. It's a self-limiting disease. Most people, as I said, 800 out of 1,000 are not having any symptoms at all. I mean, they don't have anything. Even others have fever and other things, and it gets cured. But in a severely affected person who is having encephalitis or meningitis affecting the brain, the only treatment that is available is to supportive care. You have to keep them, try to keep them alive and give supportive care and hope for cure. Otherwise, specific kind of drug treatment is not there even now, because it's a very rare disease, so companies don't develop drugs for very, very rare diseases.
So coming to my last question, what preventive measures can be taken to stop the spread of this disease?
So primarily it is a question of preventing mosquito bites. And particularly, this is Culex mosquitoes. In this particular case, it is a type of various types of Culex mosquitoes, which breed in dirty water as well as other kinds of drains and other places. So we have to try to prevent mosquito breeding in such places. And along with that, of course, take personal measures like mosquito nets and other features. And as I said earlier, epidemiological measures to find out where it is coming from, which species of birds or migratory birds or domestic birds are responsible for each epidemic, and try to control at that source also. See, this is a new virus, but something that has been known for many years. 1930s in Uganda, it was the first report that came from there. After that, it's been known. Now, what should worry us a little more these days is that the habitat of these vectors and the virus seems to be expanding and going into newer areas where it was not there previously. Like in many parts in United States, New York and all, now West Nile fevers are reported. And also there are changes, the way that the birds are affected. In most of Africa, the birds who were infected by the virus did not have any symptoms, and they didn't used to die. But when it came to Americas, the birds are having disease and they're dying, and maybe virulence changes also may take place because of mutations. Like we know the COVID mutations, how it keeps on changing. So we have to be constantly on guard and try to follow up whatever is happening regarding the virus by constant research. So this fundamental constant research by virologists and epidemiologists for various kinds of diseases is something that is very much needed, but we really do not have it to that extent desired in a country like India. So I think that is the way forward that we have to take.
Thank you, Dr. Aravindan, for joining us. For more such interviews and videos, log on to thefederal.com.